Good morning, guys. Welcome to this edition of Bland County Survivor Man. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hey guys, today on Bland County Survivor Man, I'm going to take you down to my shop there in a few minutes and take you through the process that I went through to make this sheath for this new knife. I made this sheath here sort of to match my outfit right here that I've got, my old mountain man outfit, and I sort of like it. I'd really like to thank my buddy Scotty Kinder, West Virginia Survival. He gave me this knife. I went up to visit him about, last Saturday as a matter of fact, and he gave me a knife that he had custom made, and I sort of went ahead and custom made, redid the handles a little bit and put my initials and stuff on it. But anyway, I had some rawhide down there that I tanned a couple of years ago, and you guys saw the video. But anyway, I'm going to take you through the process of how I made this sheath. It's really easy. It takes about an hour. You sew it up out of rawhide, and I'll take you through that process, guys. Okay, guys, first thing I'm going to do is my knife blade is 1.5 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut us a piece of rawhide here that's 4 inches wide. And I think the knife itself, I'll just tell you how long the knife is. The knife is 9.5 inches long. It's a nice little knife. Boy, I really appreciate my buddy Scotty Kinder from West Virginia Survival giving me that thing. So tell you what we'll do. We'll cut us a piece right here that should be 12 inches. Should be plenty enough to make this knife sheath right here. So I'll mark that right there at 12 inches. Then I'll cut it out. Now, I've had this rawhide tanned here for about 3 years now, guys, and I know I showed the video on how to do it. That's what I like about rawhide. The stuff, if you keep it in a nice dry place, the stuff will just last for forever. So, get this last little piece right here cut. There we go. Okay, guys, now watch this. I'm going to turn the edge of the knife blade, the sharp part, where there's not going to be a seam. In other words, I'm going to sew it over here on this side. So I'm going to leave this, I'm going to let this knife handle go down inside this case just a little bit so that it'll stick down in there and be in there tighter. But I'm going to leave enough room so I can sew this right here and let the thing go down in there right. So I'll cut it off right there on the outside and leave a little bit of hide sticking up, and I'll show you that in a second. But anyway, that's all you do. Now we'll just sew it down this edge, and I'll take my scissors and we'll cut off this part right here so that we can sew the thing up. And I'll punch me some holes down the side of it, and I'll sew it up, and then I'll show it to you after it's sewed up. That's a simple, easy way to make a case for a knife. Hey guys, I'm going to show you guys how to make the lacing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch the holes in that piece there. Then to lace it up, I'm going to take a rawhide to lace it up. So the way you make rawhide string is you simply just start cutting in a circle. And just cut it round and round. And just keep doing that until you finish, until you get to the end of your piece of leather. Next thing you want to do is you'll want to put that thing in some warm water and soften it up. Then you can stretch it out into a piece. This piece probably right here probably 10-15 feet long, stretched out. And that's how you make lacing to sew up your rawhide clothes, or your, in this case, your rawhide sheath. Okay guys, I'll show you this thing right here. You can buy these little leather punch sets in different sizes. I just bought this one just for doing these little small projects like this. But instead of having that thing where you have to squeeze the handle, you can actually punch your leather after you lay out your line on it. This is going to make some racket, but 2 licks and there's your hole in your leather. So that's how I'm going to sew that up. So I'm going to put the go ahead and punch all them holes down through there, and then I'll take that rawhide right there, which I got in tepid water. I heated it up on my stove. Don't get your water too hot because you'll cook your rawhide, and if you cook your rawhide, you'll just have to go ahead and eat your rawhide, because rawhide is edible if you don't use any bad chemicals to tan it with. Like if you just turned it into a piece of rawhide after you salted it down, you can eat it for food. So I'll show you what it looks like after I sew it up. Okay guys, I've got that rawhide wet, ready to go. Now let me show you a trick on how to start. Well, there's me a nice piece right there left over out of that. But how do you start down here? You can either tie a knot. You can either tie a knot in it right there, or best thing to do is just cut you a slice in this thing. Then when you start, you don't have to tie a knot in it. See that? Of course, when you're doing these leather projects like this, hand sewing them without a needle or anything, you want to sharpen off the end of this so that it'll go through the hole. And right now everything's wet right there, so I'll get it there in a second. Anyway, that's how you start it. And that's easy. That's the easy way to start tying off anything with a piece of rawhide. So now I'll sew it up and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, hey you guys, here's my new case for my new knife my old buddy Scotty Kinder gave me. Thanks again, Scotty, I really appreciate that. That piece of rawhide right there will last forever. You just have to be careful with the stuff. This is a very sharp knife. I've been working on it. It's really a good high carbon steel, and it's a little bit hard to get the edge on it. I even tried to file the edge on this particular knife right here, and it just was really file resistant. So I've been using a diamond sharpener on it a little at a time, getting it to the edge that I want. But anyway guys, there's what it looks like. Stuff's not that hard to do. I can hang that around my neck if I want to, put it there, keep it for a safety there if I need to pull it out and skin something real quick. So guys, I appreciate you watching my videos. Good luck this year on your hunts, and that's another tip from your Bland County Survivor Man. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.